Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Our today's topic is electrostatics part 2. Electrostatics part 2. There are two materials, important materials we should know about while dealing with electricity part of physics. So those materials are conductors and insulators. So here I will just brief them and I will not go into in-depth explanation because here it is not required. Just it is enough to know what are conductors and what are insulators. Okay, so later in further sessions there will be topics with a clear explanation of this conductors and insulators. Okay, so here two important materials in electrostatics. One is the conductors and the two insulators. So what are conductors and what are insulators? Conductors are those materials which allows free flow of charges over their surfaces, and insulators, these are the substances which do not allow free flow of charges over their surfaces or within them. Here why I am mentioning over their surfaces and within them is because here conductors, they do not allow the free flow of charges within them. They allow flow of charges only on exterior surfaces. Within the body of the conductor there will be no flow of charges. So charges always reside on the surface of a conductor, not within its body. Then one more point is how these free electrons are available in conductors and what about the availability of free electrons in insulators. Here the valence electrons of atoms are loosely bound when it comes to conductors. So these loosely bound electrons flow freely from one place to another place on conductors. Here there is no availability of, in the case of insulators, there is no availability of free electrons. In such materials, the valence electrons are strongly bound to the nucleus and they cannot come out from the influence of the nucleus. So there is no availability of free electrons in the case of insulators. So that is the reason here. So what are conductors? Conductors are those materials which conduct electrical charges over their surfaces, while insulators are those materials which do not allow the conduction of electrical charges from one place to another place over its surface. Okay, so examples of conductors. All metals are conductors. All metals are conductors. Human body, human beings are conductors. Human beings and animals, all these are conductors only. Leather items, leather belt, leather slippers. Examples for insulators is rubber, plastic, glass, porcelain. It is a china clay. All these are examples for insulators. So in live examples, if you call an electrician while starting his work, what he would do? He would wear rubber slippers. He never wears this leather slippers. So the purpose is to insulate, because there is no chance of electrons or charges passing through his body to the earth or from the earth to his body. Okay, so these are conductors and insulators. These are two important materials we should know when we deal with electricity part of physics. Okay, now our next topic is methods of charging. How many methods of charging are there and how can we charge using such methods? So methods of charging. Second one. See, there are three methods of charging are there. Number one is charging by friction. Number two, charging by conduction. And number three, charging by induction. See why I have put a bracket here. Brace for these two, 1 and 2. There is a similarity between these 1 and 2. These first one and second type of charging of friction, they are similar when compared to third one. Third one is It is exclusively different from these two methods of charging. So the difference is that here in these two processes, the body is to be charged and a charged body. The body which is to be charged and a charged body, they are brought in contact with each other. While in this third case, there is no contact between the bodies. That is the exclusive difference here. Charging by friction. What is charging by friction? Simple, nothing but if you rub one body against another body, what happens then? Both of them gets charged. How both of them gets charged? Who are responsible here? I told you before, in first session I told you, transfer of electrons take place from one body to another body. The body which loses electrons becomes electron deficient, that is, it becomes positively charged body, while the body which acquires electrons, it becomes electron rich and it becomes negatively charged body. So in this way, due to transfer of electrons from one body to another body, charging takes place. For example, if a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, okay, then what happens? Glass rod loses electrons to silk cloth and silk cloth gains electrons from glass rod. That is, glass rod, by losing negatively charged electrons, it becomes a positively charged one, while the silk cloth which has acquired electrons from this glass rod, it becomes negatively charged. So here it is how these electrons are transferred from one body to another body, just because of friction. Due to the interaction between the roughness of the two surfaces while rubbing, so they drag out the electrons from one body. So in this case, a body can be the bodies can be charged, and this process of, or this method of charging, is known as charging by friction. One more example is, after having head bath, if you comb our hair, the comb also acquires a charge. So you can check it by taking small pieces of paper. If you place the comb over the pieces of paper, you can find immediately the pieces of paper clinging to the surface of the comb. So that is one example here. Due to the friction with hair, the comb acquires charge and it has become a charged body. Previously, the comb was a neutral body, no charges. Now after rubbing with hair, due to transfer of electrons, it has become a charged body, so that it attracts pieces of paper. So first method is over. Now second method is charging by conduction. What is the conduction process? Here it is very simple. If a body which is charged is brought in contact with an uncharged body, a body which is charged, when it is brought in contact with another uncharged body, then that uncharged body gets charges from this body. See, gets the charges means always there is no transfer of positive charges, negative charges, always a transfer of electrons only. Either a body has become a negatively charged body means it has got excess electrons, and a body has become a positively charged one means it has lost electrons. You should know, you should realize that way, right? So here let us consider a charged body, and the charge on this one is, let us take the charge on this one is minus 10e. So how much charge this body is having here? It is equal to, magnitude is equal to 10e. You know, charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. It is the fundamental magnitude of charge available in our universe. Okay, so 10e, minus 10e is the charge on this sphere. So let us bring another sphere. This is sphere A, this is sphere B. So sphere B is neutral initially, it is chargeless, no charges are there. Now let us join these two. What happens immediately, since this is electron rich and this is a neutral body? So here let us suppose that it sends 2 electrons. So it sends 2 electrons to body B. Then what happens? This body B acquires minus 2e. See, what was the total charge previously? Minus 10e. And the charge on this one is here q equal to minus 10e, here q equal to 0. So what is the total charge here? Minus 10e plus 0. So the total charge is minus 10e. Now in this case, what is total charge here? Here q equal to minus 8e. Here q equal to minus 2e. Now what is the total charge here? Total charge is now also it is minus 10e. Charge is conserved. If we consider any isolated system, the charge is conserved. Charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is just transferred from one body to another body. Yes, from one body to another body. So here from this body to this body there is a transfer of electrons, and here also and here. So in this way this body acquires some charge. So before when there is no contact between these two bodies, what is the charge on this body? Q equal to 0. On this one, minus 10e. So only after it was brought into contact, then only the charge is it has acquired charge. So here a body acquires charge when it is brought in contact with another charged body. A neutral body, when it is brought in contact with another charged body, then it becomes a charged body. So this process is known as this process of charging is known as charging by conduction. Okay, charging by conduction. Right. Okay guys, let us see charging by induction process. So here, see, this is a metal sphere which is placed on an insulating stand. See, this is initially this is an uncharged metal sphere. There are no charges on the surface of this metal sphere. Now here this is a metal rod which is positively charged. See, initially this positively charged body and this neutrally charged or neutral body metal sphere, they are initially far away, such that this positively charged metal rod cannot show any impact on this metal sphere. So now let us see what happens here. When we bring this positively charged metal sphere close to the vicinity of metal sphere, then what happens? See, here the positive charges present on this rod, they attract electrons within this metal sphere to this surface here. See, all the electrons, they came to this region here, and you know, like charges, they repel each other. So here these positive charges, they repel all the positive charges away. So here when the positive charges on this metal rod, they attract the electrons from this metal sphere towards the surface which is close to this one. So this surface is closer to this one, and this surface is far off. So as these electrons are attracted to this surface, this region which has become a deficient of electrons, now it acquires positive charges. Okay, now get accustomed to the word. If it acquires positive charges means think in that way, as I told you before. Okay, we frequently use it acquires positive charges, it acquires negative charges, like that. Get accustomed to that one, so you know the fact actually what actually happens there. Okay, right. So this part of the metal sphere which is close to the positively charged body, it becomes a negatively charged body here, negatively charged, and the surface which is far away from this positively charged body, it becomes positively charged. Got it? Yes. Now this is the thing here. Next one, in figure 3, check this figure 3 here. Now what happens? Now we are connecting a metal wire to this body, to the surface which is having positive charges, and this wire is connected to earth. This process is known as earthing. If a charged body is connected to earth by some metal wire, this process is known as earthing. Negative charges are held firmly due to this positive charges here. And here what happens, let us see. Earth is a rich source. We can call earth as an ocean of electrons. It can supply electrons, any number of electrons it can supply, and it can take any number of electrons. There is no change in the availability of electrons from the earth. See, since if we take few buckets of water from ocean, there will not be any change in the level of water. And when we pour few buckets of water also, there will not be any change. Not even buckets of water, even if you allow a canal water into an ocean, there will not be any change in its level. Even if you take a canal water, water equivalent to water flowing through a canal, in terms of some TMCs, then also there will not be any change in the level of ocean. So earth is considered as an ocean bed of electrons. So here Immediately what happens? This surface is having positive charges, so immediately these positive charges attract these electrons from this earth. Electrons from this earth goes through this wire and come to this surface. What happens? They nullify, they neutralize these positive charges. So these positive charges, they are neutralized now. Equal number of electrons come here, they mingle, so this surface becomes neutral now. No charges. This surface is now devoid of charges. See in figure 4 what happens. So this is the case here. So on this surface, see here, there are no charges. Positive charges, they got vanished. So here only negative charges are there. Then why negative charges? See, these negative charges are held by means of these positive charges. Positive charges, they attract the negative charges here. So positive charges are holding these negative charges on the surface of this sphere. Next, let us see this one, figure 5. In figure 5, see, we have taken this one, we have removed this wire, the earthed wire, we have removed that wire. See now what happens here? There is no charge. Okay, so only negative charges are there. So now see, now in figure 6, we are removing this one also. The positive charged rod also, it has been removed. Now what happens? See, now what happens? These charges, they are equally distributed or evenly distributed over the surface of the metal sphere. Previously I told you, no charges will be present within the body. See how, what is the shape of this body? It is just like a shot put. Shot put is a metal sphere. You all know. You are all familiar with shot put, no? So within the volume of this metal sphere, there is no availability of charges. Only the charges reside over this surface. Sir, how this is possible? Why the charges are not residing inside and why they are residing outside? In further sessions, you will get everything clear. Right? There we deal deeply regarding conductors and insulators also. So okay, so see here what happened, what actually happened here. When this positively charged body is removed, there is no availability of positive charges to keep these electrons intact with a small region here. So immediately when this is taken, all these charges, since these are negative charges, they are like charges, they repel each other. See, this charge pushes this charge away, this charge pushes this charge away. In this way, all these charges, they push each other away and they spread as far as possible from each other. From a neutral body, we got a negatively charged body here. In this way, we can get a positively charged body also. So without without bringing them in contact, actually, we charged a body, a neutral body. So this process of charging is known as charging by induction. This process is known as charging by induction. Right guys, in the next session, we are going to deal with the concept regarding the interaction of a charge with another charge, the interaction between electrical charges when they are placed in close vicinity. Okay, bye.